Dear friend, can we talk? Dear friend, can we talk? You ever hold something inside you so long it starts to rot?
Welcome to Dear Friend with Blended Healing.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show, Dear Friend. You've been quiet long enough, so let's unpack
it. Dear friend, can we talk? Can I pour this truth like wine? Honesty.
Life really be foul sometimes. People disappear while you still got senses unfinished. They walk away before you can explain what broke you. Sometimes pride gives us way too much, you know. Everybody act like every story gets closure, every fallout gets a conversation, and every heartbreak gets repaired. How it works sometimes.
Somewhere in your soul, you're still trying to. Somebody could be wrapped in your care for so long and still leave you emotionally cold when it was finally your turn to need somebody.
Welcome to Dear Friend Live, episode 10. This is about the letter that you said that you never gonna send, and I was there for you. Where were you for me? Dear friend, you've been sitting on this for a while now, and I can hear it before you even say a word. So tonight, let's really talk about it. Not that old fake I'm good talk either. I mean the conversation that you held inside for years because you never got a chance to let it out right. This is probably one of those letters that will never see daylight, that may get typed at 2 a.m, crack a dawning, stared at for about a minute and then deleted because deep down you already know it's not going nowhere. Because life really be foul sometimes. People disappear while you still got sentences unfinished. They walk away before you can explain what broke you. Sometimes pride gives us way too much, and distance got a little bit too wide. Maybe it could be death that came too early. Now all of those words are sitting inside of you with nowhere to go or to rest. Everybody act like every story gets closure. Every fallout gets a conversation. Every heartbreak gets repaired somehow. But nah, that's not how it works. Sometimes some people become memories before you ever get to say what they really meant to you. And I get it. That hurts the most. That hurts the most. Can you hear me? Salute to you, blessed to be 51. Thank you for always being here in support. As you inspire me, I hope I can return that as well. But getting back to this, what happened, maybe it's realizing how hard you showed up for somebody who never really showed up for you the same way. And that left an open wound right there. Remember that every time they called and you answered, you put your own pain or whatever's going on with you on pause just to make sure that they okay. Every ride, every favor, every late night conversation where you hold on or uplifted somebody else while you were secretly falling apart yourself. And you did it with love, real love. No scoreboard attached, no secret handshake, just genuinely care. But when your world started caving in, nothing. That emptiness changes people. A person can deal with pain easier than they can deal with feelings forgotten, especially if somebody that they would never, ever forgot. That's why this letter exists in the first place. You don't hate them. You're not plotting no revenge or apologizing or expectations like that. And this is not a movie scene, man. Somewhere in your soul, you're still trying to understand how somebody could be wrapped in your care for so long and still leave you emotionally cold when it was finally your turn to need somebody. And that disappointment, you stop trying to explain yourself all the time. You stop believing people mean forever when they say it. You're more resilient now, and you lost excitement for things that used to matter. Not bitter exactly, but more aware now. Aware that loyalty is just a word on a piece of paper. And it doesn't always come back the way that you give it or continue to give it. Truthfully, sometimes the saddest part isn't about losing the person, it's mourning what you thought that the relationship was, the safety you thought that you had, and the ideal that if things ever got dark for you, they stand beside you the way that they stood beside them. And then realization can open somebody up in places nobody else can see. With all of that hurt, they're still loving this letter. That's what makes it hard to let go of. If there was no love, this would be easy to walk away from. You feeling me? The hardest goodbyes aren't always coming from the heart and never wanted to leave in the first place. So maybe, just maybe this letter never gets sent, right? Maybe they never read the words or fully understand the damage that their actions cause. But at least tonight, the truth finally exists somewhere outside of your head. And maybe that's the first step toward finally letting go of some of this. Welcome to Dear Friend. Welcome. Okay. Salute. Bless. Happy Friday to you. Yeah, I know I'm live, right? I had no choice. I listen, when I make a commitment, I make a commitment. You feeling me? All right. Welcome to my cloud people. This is just the beginning. We got a whole thing to get through tonight. All right. We got a whole thing to get to. This is some serious business. And episode 10, yo, this is big. This is big. So let me put something on for you because I want to make sure that you really understand what's really going on here. You dig? All right.
Dear friend, there's mad things I never got the chance to say to you. And honestly, I think that's the part that stayed with me the longest, you know? Not even what happened between us, but the fact that we never really had the conversation like for real. Everything just like froze where it was at. Then life kept pushing forward. One thing I can never deny is that I was really there for you. I showed up to things that got messy, drama-ridden. I was there. I showed up when your world was falling apart. I gave you my time, my attention, my energy, and my care. And if you needed somebody to listen, I listened. You know how exhausting it is being emotionally present for somebody else while secretly wishing? Do you know how exhausting were reversed, that you would have held me down the same way? But see, there I go with expectations. I am so upset with myself.
that I'm left there, feet in wet sand. Ocean knows my name before I ever speak back. Salt in the skin, wind in my hair, standing where the meet sky. I'm aware. I look up once, heaven responds. White light moves through, truth carries on. I don't walk alone, never did. Body and clothes keeps me for what I skill. He don't say much, just stands his ground. Every near miss, he was around. I don't need faith to touch the night. I carry it all. I carry it fine.
Welcome back. Let me tell you what this letter is about tonight before we get into it. This is the letter that you said that you would never send. And you was there for them, right? But were they there for you? Tonight's letter is about them unfinished conversations, the words that keep you swallowing like bad medicine, and the feelings that you buried. Those questions that still circle around in your head late at night, and everything around you is quiet. It's about really showing up for somebody, holding them down when they needed you, loving them out loud. Out loud. Right? So, supporting them through all of their mess while secretly dealing with your own, just to still end up sitting with mad things on your heart and never got said the way that they needed to be said. This is for all y'all who gave genuine love and never got the space to fully speak on what hurt them. And for the ones who kept replaying conversations in their head like, damn, if I could have just said this one thing different. For everybody holding on to emotions that never found a real destination. After the relationship changed, it fell apart, it faded, or you turned it into something unrecognizable. Some conversations don't end, they just stop. So I ask you, Bless 51, this is the letter. Tell me what your thoughts are when I'm done. Dear friend, there's mad things I never got a chance to say to you. And honestly, I think that's the part that stayed with me the longest, you know? Not even what happened between us, but the fact that we never really had the conversation like for real. Everything just like froze where it was. Then life kept pushing forward. One day we were still talking, we still connected in some kind of way, and then suddenly, boom, everything felt crazy. Like distant, no real explanation, no moment where you can just point at and say, you know, everything got laid out honestly. No, just a bunch of unfinished feelings sitting in the air like they don't belong nowhere. And if I'm keeping it all the way real, I replay that more than I should. I go over the words, you know, and that I said, and some of the words that I swallowed, and some of the questions that I kept to myself, where I should have stopped acting like everything was cool, just, so we could be cool. But underneath all of them regular conversations was a whole other truth I never spoke on. You see, I was holding on to feelings I ain't even know how to explain at the time. It's hard to always being the strong one, the understanding one, trying to hold myself together too. One thing I can never deny is that I was really there for you. Not halfway, not only when life was easy or stuff like that, or when everything felt good. I showed up to things that got messy, like drama ridden. I was there. I showed up when things felt a little off. I was there. And when you felt as though your world was falling apart, but your feelings are valid, I gave you my time, my attention, my energy, my care. And if you needed somebody to listen, I listened. If you needed somebody to stand beside you, I was there. I did all of that willingly because in my mind, that's what love is all about. And that's what loyalty looked like to me. And you don't abandon people you care about when their life starts lifing. Somewhere along the way, though, right? I started looking at some things and it feels the same love was reaching back towards me. I didn't feel it. I saw the movements of it, but it ain't feel it. Like for real, I never really knew how to say that without feeling guilty. For real, for feeling it. So I kept, brushing it past and keep telling myself, maybe you express things a little different than I do, or maybe I'm just thinking too deep. You know, you have to accept people and meet them where they are and who they are. But deep down, I knew the connection wasn't balanced anymore. I was pouring from places inside of myself that was already running on low, bro, and still trying to convince myself everything was gooch. Do you know how exhausting it is being emotionally present for somebody else while secretly wishing somebody would notice that I'm not okay, too? I kept wondering if the roles were reversed, that you would have held me down the same way. But see, there I go with expectations, setting a high bar. But I thought that you would have noticed when my energy changed, or you would hear the pain in my voice, or even when I wasn't even saying anything, the same way I heard yours. Maybe, just maybe. I don't know, man. I'm not angry. I don't hate. I don't do none of that. I'm just sad of never really knowing. And maybe the wildest part out of all of this, maybe you never even realized I felt this way. Maybe from your side, everything looked good because I got so good at hiding what was going on inside of me. I got used to holding on to things and keeping quiet, that eventually it became second nature. Smile through it. Wave, boys. You know what I mean? Smile and wave. Laugh through it. Tell people you good even when you know that you wasn't. And how it hurt to breathe because your chest was so daggone heavy with things that you can't ever even explain properly. If I could sit down with you one last time and say something with no pride involved, no ego, no walls up or acting though, I think I finally will admit that I needed you too. Not only when it was convenient or a passing moment, I needed to feel cared for the same way I cared for you. The reassurance too. I needed to know I mattered past what I can do for you emotionally and truthfully. I don't think I ever knew if I did. I think that that's probably the part that still follows me today because unfinished conversations got a way of staying alive inside people long after everything else changed. And when the calls stopped and the relationship becomes something unrecognizable, words don't disappear just because they never got spoken out loud. And this right here, these are mine. Sincerely, the words I never got to say. Woo! What you think about that? What you think about that, Blessed? Salute, salute. Riders is in the house. Salute, baby girl. How you doing? What you think about that, Blessed? That's a deep letter. Like for real, for real. That was deep. I mean, I'm here now. Might as well. What you think? For real? You thought it was very relatable? Understood. I got it. I got it. True for you. All right. Well, we gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about it. You dig? Now, here's the thing, Bless. If I drop this link, you gonna come up here and you gonna talk to me? You gonna talk to me, Bless, if I drop this link? Holla at your girl. Let me know. I'll drop the link if you gonna come up here and we gonna talk about it. Did you say you would? Absolutely. I will set that up. Hold on to your britches. Eyes are coming. Let me drop this first. I'll be right back.
Fougère, feel the pulse beneath your feet, and breath of reflection, every step a choice. Welcome to your frequency of the soul. Every heartbeat, synchronized frequency of the soul. Blended healing realms. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Healing is work. Shadows arise. You must not shirk. Real talk, no fluff. Step in the light. Integration is God, what transformation is might. Move with intention. Stay rooted, stand tall. The calf is along, but we answer the call. Wisdom in rhythm. Truthing the sound. Centered in self. Feet on the ground.
Hey, Miss Blended.
Hey, girl. Hey, now. It's her, you know. It's her. Let me share this with you, okay? Let me
Okay.
share this with you.
Dear friend, there's mad things I never got the chance to say to you. And honestly, I think that's the part that stayed with me the longest, you know? Not even what happened between us, but the fact that we never really had the conversation like for real. Everything just like froze where it was at. Then life kept pushing forward. One thing I can never deny is that I was really there for you. I showed up to things that got messy, drama-ridden. I was there. I showed up when your world was falling apart. I gave you my time, my attention, my energy, and my care. And if you needed somebody to listen, I listened. You know how exhausting it is being emotionally present for somebody else while secretly wishing? Do you know how exhausting were reversed, that you would have held me down the same way? But see, there I go with expectations. I am so upset with myself.
So we here now. How you
Yes,
doing, Miss Blessed?
I'm finding you.
Good. So you know with that letter, right? That letter was really, really heavy. And on top of all of that, you could feel the emotions in that. But I commend the person for coming forward and writing that letter, you know, from the heart. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. What's your thoughts, baby?
I just went through that.
For
Um,
real though.
I did. I was dealing with someone for like 4 years. Was there for everything.
Hmm.
Homeless, needing a place to stay, needing food, just needing to vent, all of that. And when my mom passed, he wasn't there. I
Mm,
didn't hold it against him or anything.
mm, mm-hmm,
I let him back in. And then it
mm.
became like it was a pattern.
Okay, so
So I just ended it and didn't like express how I felt, what I went through with always being there for him, but him not being there for me.
see what the problem is that a lot of people out here or really are holding on to conversations that they never got to have, you
Yeah.
know? And truthfully, that type of stuff will wear your spirit down in ways people can't even see at first, you know?
Yes.
And when something ends without understanding, like in the case of him, I think he got it. But it's going to take you a minute to wrap your mind around, you know, what actually happened because there was no real goodbye. There was no moment where everything finally made sense because it's not. It didn't. It's
Right.
just thoughts replaying over and over and over in your head at different times of the day and night. You could
Yes,
be
ma'am.
driving somewhere or laying in the bed or standing in line at the store. And then your brain will pull up all those old memories like it happened yesterday. And
I
that's
agree.
what unfinished conversations do.
I agree.
You know, they have a thing about how they linger and how they sit with you and they follow you into new relationships or new seasons of your life.
Yes.
So, what's your take on that? How do you feel as though that's relatable to you? Are you taking that into your new season or you leaving it at the door?
No, I left it. I left it. Sometimes it's for me it's just like some things is best left unsaid because it can spiral into something else. It could lead into something else, and then feelings of dislike really comes into play. So some
Mm.
things just like better left alone. Like just leave it alone. Pray on it and let it go.
So, would it be fair to say that the truth is that most people act like heartbreak only come from losing somebody physically? Do you
Yes,
think? Okay.
yes. I believe it's
Or
more because they're used to surrounding themselves around that individual, and when that individual is not around anymore, it's like, okay, what do I do now? For me, it wasn't that, but it could have been if I'd have stayed longer, but I didn't stay that long. When I saw what it was, I just let it go.
well, you know what it is that you gave it a second chance. Or maybe a third or fourth, fifth. I don't know. Ain't my
It
place.
was a second. It was a second.
Okay. All right. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
all it took was a second.
Okay. Because sometimes, that real pain comes from never getting a chance to fully express yourself before everything changed, you
Yes.
know, and never getting to explain why something hurt you and the
Yeah.
questions that you still have inside of you that you want answers for and never heard the honesty that you needed from that other person. So now, do you feel as though you are stuck carrying both the pain and the confusion at the same time?
No, I think at this point I already done got the answer. To be
You
honest,
did.
I
All right.
feel like I already got the answer. The second time was the answer, so
Well,
it's like
did
there's
did
no need to have another conversation.
did he try to get a conversation?
Let's say one sided. You know how when you're talking to your
Hmm.
child and you're telling your child something and they hear you, but they don't hear you. It was
I
that type
feel.
of conversation. So I'm
Oh,
not one to be a computer to repeat myself. I'm not one to give you the justification of acting out because this is how I feel and you're ignoring it. I just walk away.
I got you. Because that combination alone can mentally drain somebody.
Yeah.
And what makes it even deeper is that the person who wrote that particular letter didn't
Mm-hmm.
even sound mad or angry. Like you don't sound mad or angry.
No. I sat in it and I let it go. I mean, you can't make somebody want to hear you, you know. So what's the next best thing? You give them action. You don't call, you don't nothing. You just keep moving. You know, life
Mm,
doesn't stop because it didn't work that way. You know, you can't make nobody hear you. So what do? You keep going with your life. You sit in it, let it go, keep on going.
that's cool. You was adulting 101. I love that on you. It looks good on you.
Thank you.
Because the average bear could be somebody out there screaming for some type of revenge or trying to paint somebody out to be the villain, you know?
Yes.
And
I'm too old for that.
girl,
I'm too old for
talk
that.
about it, you know. But, in some cases, like in that letter, it sounded like somebody who genuinely loved another person and got emotionally neglected in the process. So let's really, really talk about that
Okay.
because mad people know exactly what that feels like, you know?
Yes.
And being the dependable one, understanding one, the person everybody call when things go wrong in their life. And what
Hmm.
do they do? What do they do when it comes up like that? If you sit back and think about that, what do they really do if they really hurt like that? You know, you was like, yo, I ain't got time for it. I don't have time
Yeah,
to
I mean,
hold
like
that.
the first time it really hurted the first time. You know, it's like, what did I do wrong? What didn't I say? What did he say? Or
Mm,
even with family is that way. Especially when you're always the one that's there. And it was always a question that was asked to me, and I kind of just learned this recently. When
mm-hmm.
you get done being there for everybody and you fall, who's there to catch you?
That girl, I'm getting there.
And when I failed, there was nobody there, but I'm looking at all these people I done helped.
That part.
So it gets to the place where now you
That
have to
part.
decipher between what's really important and genuine for you to do for this person, or what is it not for you to do. You know, do you say no at this point, or do you say I might? And but for me, it's like it's easy for me to say no now because when I failed, there was nobody there to catch me.
Yeah, because you know why? Because you were the one showing grace, listening and making space for other people's emotions while you running on empty.
Yes, ma'am.
And the role could consume you if you're not careful.
Yes.
See,
And I almost like gave up on school because I just was like, it's just too much. I just can't do this. And then something just hit me and said, no, you're gonna do this. You're gonna finish this. You can't stop right here. You know, you can't dwell in it. You set in it, let it go. You know, you gotta forgive them for you, not for them, and keep moving.
that's exactly
But
what
just
forgiveness
look
is.
for the signs. If you see those signs moving forward ahead of time, don't try to dwell in it and hold on and pray it's going to be what it's not, and just see it for what it is and keep moving.
Because people get comfortable receiving your support, that
Yes, they do.
sometimes they stop checking to see if you need support too. Because
Yes,
they get used to you being a strong person and they get used to you figuring it out, lending your brain to them, I call it, so they can get their shit done.
exactly.
And then when you end up doing is smiling through things saying I'm good automatically, but nah, man, nah.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, there's a whole storm happening inside of you that nobody notices because you too damn good at hiding them.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
after a while, you're gonna have to stop speaking. You're gonna have to stop speaking up
Yes,
because
ma'am.
somewhere in your mind, you convince yourself that your feelings might be an inconvenience to other people. You feeling me?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's so sad. That is so sad.
But it's
Giving
okay. It's
giving
okay.
them a pass and grace because they may be mad. What?
But
What?
we have a thing called karma. So it's not for me, it's for them.
Truth. Truth. So what do people end up doing? They end up swallowing things, downplaying things, and then they tell themselves if it ain't that serious until one day you realize that you've been emotionally holding on to and still carrying the water for relationships that was never balanced to begin with. And I'm so glad that you got past that. Some people are still stuck there, for real.
Mm,
But it's always a work in progress because it's something that you have to continue to keep doing, you know?
yes.
Mm. So let me say this too. Sometimes people really do love you in the best way that they know how. But that don't automatically mean that you felt love correctly. What about that twist?
That's possible. um, Especially if you don't know what love is or you haven't ever experienced it, genuinely. Because people can love you for what you do for them.
Mm-hmm.
People can love you for what they're not getting in other places. People
Mm-hmm.
can love you for your mindset, your intellectual, your advice.
Mm-hmm.
There's different reasons they can love you, but you have to be careful on how you love them.
Facts on facts. You talking truth there. Because just like you just said, some people just don't know how to love or show love. But here's the thing. Those things can exist at the same time. Some people think you can't do one without the other, and that's not true. You can work on it. You can simultaneously work on something else that's very similar, you know? And somebody can care about you, right? And still fail you emotionally. Somebody can appreciate your presence and still not show up for you in a way that your heart needs it. And that's painful.
Yeah,
That's a painful realization because now you're not only grieving the relationship, you're grieving the ideal of what you thought it was gonna be.
exactly. I agree.
Okay. You
Because you
see,
may go in thinking
uh-huh.
he's gonna come in on the little white horse and y'all gonna live happily ever after. And
Child.
then it ends up being okay, we're going on a roller coaster ride to
Okay. And then we reach the half a century mark and go,
yes. Why am I still here?
why am I still here?
Yes,
You see, unfinished conversations make it worse because your brain keeps searching for the missing piece. Humans naturally want closure and we want to understand and we want the story to make sense emotionally. So when there's no final conversation, your mind keeps revisiting the situation, trying to finish the emotional sentence by itself. And that's why people replay old arguments in the shower. You feel me? And why
yes,
people think a response is 3 years too late.
right.
Like 3 years ago, you said something. Let me get at that. What? Three
And
years
see, me,
ago?
I like to address it right then and there. I don't want to wait to address it. I want to address it right then and there. I want this understanding. I want to hear you. I want to understand how you feeling and why you feeling that way, but I want you to hear me too. And if we can't get to that agreement of, okay, now we agree to disagree and
Hmm.
we're not working together to move forward, then we have to let it go. There's no need of fighting for something that's not there. I'm not making you happy. You're not making me happy. I'm not emotionally inclined to you. You're not emotionally inclined to me. You're not reciprocating. I'm not reciprocating. What are we doing? Wasting each other's time. And time don't stop for nobody. Life keeps life. And I don't have time to keep playing the games like that. So,
Let's go. Let's go. Because, conversations may have stopped, right? In
mm-hmm,
real life.
mm-hmm,
But mentally, Now, because I'm thinking on the other side of the coin,
Okay.
mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, a part of that person, or maybe even somebody who can relate to this letter as well, was still sitting in that room waiting to finally be heard.
Mm-hmm.
I know what people's mouths be saying, and I know what they be saying. But I think on that, listen, on the inside of that, it's like, think I never got any closure from that. Like, I really
Yes.
didn't get to say the things that I really wanted to say.
Yes.
That's why you get people that walk up to you 3 years later and say, yo, let me holler at you for a minute. Think that was 3 years ago. Yeah, but I
Exactly.
never got to say what I wanted to say. You're like, damn.
Right.
But you gotta respect that because they just never got any closure. And if they walking around like that, carrying all of that baggage and luggage and stuff, you know,
Yes.
it goes to show you how much growth did you really have in a 3 year period of time.
Exactly.
If you couldn't walk through that, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And so now, what else plays a huge role in that too is called pride and ego.
Yes.
Sometimes both people, right, could be sitting there hurting, and both of y'all are feeling misunderstood, and both of y'all wanting the conversation, but nobody wants to be the first one to say good night. No, I'm only kidding. Nobody wants to be the first one to say, like, yo, this hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's scared to be looking weak and scared of rejection, and everybody acting bulletproof while they're falling apart on the inside, you know?
That's so true.
And that's why communication disappears in so many relationships now, because people know how to post up.
Mm-hmm.
People know how to avoid and how to detach themselves. But sitting down and having a conversation face to face, a lot of people still struggling with that. I'm one of them people. I don't like having fun face to face conversations with anybody. I'm gonna keep
See,
it a buck.
I like having conversations face to face.
See, it depends. See, if you push me in a corner or you got me with my superwoman cape on, then we here, and it may get aggressive, you know,
Yes.
because
Yes.
I come across sounding aggressive anyway, but I'm really not. I just sound that way.
And
And
see, I gotta say how I feel, so it's just not go. We ain't not gonna be quiet too long.
yeah, well, I'm one of them people that struggle with that. If I don't have to deal with that, I'm not going to. But if
Mm-hmm.
you push me in the corner and push me enough, then I'm coming out of that corner and it's not going to be good because I try to hold that at bay. I took a long time trying to not let that twin out, but when the twin I mean, I took a long time cuz my joint goes 0 to 100 real quick, and I have to actually talk to myself and say to myself, "Yo, you got more to lose than to do that." Because everything that you worked hard for, and you know how universal law is and how the universe reacts to the stuff that you put in the air, it's going to come back. Oh, she likes bullshit, let me send some more bullshit away.
Exactly.
You feel me?
Exactly. Yes.
So it's like, yeah, I got too much to lose, man. I got too much on the line for me to have a 5-second rant, over somebody or who done did something that I'm like, yo, man, let me just get past my cycle. Let me get past that so I can move on.
And the
And
only thing I
I
don't
don't have
like
to.
is when you're trying to calm yourself down away from that, and in that moment, in that heated situation, and you remove yourself away from that area, and then that person come right behind you, and it's like, okay,
Oh,
now you're
no.
asking for what I was trying to avoid. So let me give you what you was looking for.
But
and
see,
maybe
that's
you'll
being
leave me alone.
yeah, but see, that's a direct thing that they do to provoke you, though. You got to see if, well, yeah, I get it. Because once you in the moment, you in the moment, man. And that's it. You ain't no thinking went out the door. Like you be like, yo, you what?
I thought
So,
enough to walk away, and you come in here to say what? When you could have said what you had to
man,
say before we even got into a heated debate about whatever it was. Because now I don't forget what was going on. Because I'm trying to figure out why are you in my face.
well, I feel you. I ain't even mad at it. I get you. I really, really do. I can't got nothing to say because you really need to like.
If I
Mm,
give you your space, please give me mine. I know you upset about something I might have said. Please understand you might have said something that upset me. Let me go breathe it out for a moment.
true, true.
Let me process it. Maybe I got to process it alone, even though you said it, and I don't want to sit here and look at you because you said it. And I'm trying to understand why you saying it and where this is coming from. Give me a moment. Don't come walking behind me or telling me something why you feel that way. Why? Can you give me a moment? So yeah, now I
I
don't.
guess the response would be something similar like allow me this space for a moment. Let me collect my thoughts because I'm really trying not to respond to you the way I'm feeling right now. And right now I'm feeling type crazy. So if you could just back up and just give me a moment. Give me like
Exactly.
10 minutes or something, then I'll be ready to talk to you. I mean, if they persist and they, then it becomes a challenge. You know what I'm saying? You done asked nice once. You done
Right.
explained it. That's twice. You know what I'm saying? Now you on the fence. Do I go after this person or do I continue on my path? Because 5 seconds, man, or 5 minutes of all of that can result in shit that goes awry for like 5 years or something. That
Yes.
just went right down the drain because you reacted.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, in that moment, does it make you look weak? They might feel that it's blood in the water and they might want to come in and try to provoke you or do something, right? Because they
Yeah.
feel it's blood in the water. But technically, they don't realize is that it's their blood in the water. So, you know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't know. It's
But
like it
I've
comes
learned how to control that too. But I am like very honest and upfront with a person. Like I don't like to argue when I'm upset. Please just let me breathe. I'll come back around. We could talk about it. Just don't walk up on me while I'm upset. I'm not gonna do it to you. Please don't do it to me. Now after I done had this conversation and it happens, then it's just I don't know. I
I
don't
know
know.
it's like a split second choice because I think that half the battle is when you get to that level of pistivity and you're about to go in. I think it's a really good thing that you're able to, while you're in the midst of it, that hey girl, hey, good to see
Yes.
you, mamas. But I feel as though, like, if you're in the midst of it, right, and you in reaction mode, now you about, yo, let me serve this ass, right? But then when you're in the middle of it, but then you pull yourself back.
Yes.
That's adulting 101.
Yeah.
Because now the realization about what you're about to lose is greater than giving them what they're looking for.
Yes.
You feel me?
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
greater than what they're looking for.
And that's what I have to tell myself because people that ain't got nothing to lose will cause you to lose everything.
That's
So
my point.
you have to think about, okay, now if I react, it's gonna cost me some money. Somebody's gonna be hurt. I
Yeah,
gotta
and you got
who's
bail
gonna take
money?
care who's gonna
Listen,
take care of the babies? Who's gonna no, it's not worth it.
you know what I'm saying? Like, who gonna pay the bills?
Yes.
Bills are still due. Work is still calling and family still needing things from you. And the world
Exactly.
ain't going to stop just because your heart is confused.
Yeah.
So people learn how to function emotionally unfinished on the inside because you have to.
Yep.
Sometimes you have to protect your own neck and let them, I would allow them to make me, allow them to paint the picture the way they want to. So when I come out the gate showing you what I really, really am doing, then there's no doubt in your mind that what you tried to do, it didn't succeed.
Exactly.
Because this is the end result of what I was protecting myself from jeopardizing what I needed to do for me. So me sitting up here going against you, going back and forth, tit for tat, and all of that shit is for what? For what? Words?
Mm-hmm.
Words. You got it, you got I know
My
child.
sister used to tell me all the time, you gotta be careful what you say to people.
You know what I'm saying?
And I
You
had
know?
that attitude, like, no, I don't. And then as I start, working on me and going through it, I'm like, yes, you do. Because if somebody said that to you, how would you feel? And it's like, okay, I gotta correct that. Hold on, I don't want to respond right now. Give me a minute. So yeah, I get it. It's all in what you say and how you say it to a person.
Girl, it's not worth it, man. I had to learn that the hard way. I really did. And I think that a lot of the stuff that pulls me back is because I suffered so much loss in my life. And to me, what I'm trying to build for me and mine's, it's not
It's
worth
not
it.
worth it.
It's not worth it for me.
Exactly.
It's not worth it. First of all, bail too damn high. Gas is too damn high. Who gonna bail my ass out? When they could be taking my 2, 3, 10,000 and they could be doing something else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I love
Yes.
you over there. You should have thought about what you
Let me love you from a
did.
distance.
Yeah, let me love you from a distance. You
Yeah.
know? But anyway, getting back to the letter and just wrapping that part up of talking about it, it don't make it hurt any less. You know? Some conversations don't end, they just echo. They just echo. It keeps going. So with that being said, we gonna have to take a little break. Girl, this was interesting here. I was gonna let you hit the fan out. Okay. Let's go.
Yeah.
Do you know how exhausting it is being emotionally present for somebody else while secretly wishing somebody would notice that you are not okay too? You keep wondering if the roles were reversed.
You see, unfinished conversations make it worse because your brain keeps searching for the missing piece. And we want it to make sense emotionally. So when there's no final conversation, your mind keeps revisiting the situation, trying to finish the emotional sentence by itself.
Well, 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 well. Hey, Lisette. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. We talking, girl. We talking. We got a good conversation going on about this dear friend letter. We just finished doing a review of the letter that was written. Now we're about to get into a whole nother phase of it. Uh, somebody actually read the letter, girl, and they had something to say. But I'm not going to share that with you until I take another station break. You know what? Let me run something here. I got some new stuffs. I got some new stuffs. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, wait a minute. I got it. I got the wrong background, but it is what it is. Here it go. Wrote a song about it.
the magic flow. Bath and spray, a gentle start. Body but a woman, every part. Crystals hum, charms and light. Smoke and herbs, energy shines. Every drop, every scent. She make essentials, my heart's content that she make essentials, house of blessings, honey. Spray so glow, feel the magic pressing. She make essentials, house of blessings, honey. Every night, every way, lift your spirit rising. Lift your spirit rising. Mystery box.
So I don't know if you remember me, telling you that. I hope you're still here. Oh, there you are. My bad. I hope you remembered that we talked about a Mother's Day giveaway.
Yes.
hmm Well, I put my head together with Queen Kells last night, and we decided that she's going to add a couple of products to one of these sets. Can I show you the sets? So excited.
Yes.
Okay.
The blessings, honey. Spray so glow, feel the magic pressing. She make essentials, house of blessings, honey. Every night, every way, lift your spirit rising. Lift your spirit rising. Mystery box, what's inside? Lunar drip to guide the night. Terror spreads, visions clear. Chimaka essentials is always near where by. Chimaka essentials, house of blessings, fun. Spray so close, feel the magic pressing.
So we're going to give away a small box. I got the new scents out. So if you go onto the website, you'll be able to see the new scents, right? That I have going
Okay.
on. If you go into the small and large aromatherapy. And I'm
Okay.
gonna be pulling out a couple. And then Kels is gonna put a tea to it and maybe a tincture to go with it. And then, of course, we're going to juice it up. So you'll have your little extras that go inside the box. So I'm going to be probably doing that tomorrow, sometime tomorrow. It's never going to get to you on Mother's Day, but know that it's coming. So you can have, an expectation of things coming up. You feeling to me?
Yes.
Good. Hey, Shake. How you doing? I'm live, Shake. Do you believe that? I'm live. Anyway, it's good to see you. Thank you so much for coming through, Shaker. Shaker is like, that's my girl right there, for real, for real. So, listen, let me flip back on over here. Let me get my mind right. We back in the studio. So, now I'm going to read you the rebuttal letter, okay? And then after we read that rebuttal letter, then we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Uh, Dear friend, I read your letter more than once before I even know how to respond to it. Real talk. The first time I read it, I had to put my phone down for a minute because I wasn't expecting all of that. Not because your feelings don't matter, because I genuinely know you was holding on to all of that by yourself. And maybe that's the part that's messing with me right now the most. You kept so much inside. The crazy part, from my side of it, I thought you was good. thought you was good. I thought if something was really hurting you, you would have said it. You always was the strong one, always the one that people leaned on. And you made carrying all of that look normal. That's not me blaming you either. I'm just being honest about how it looked from where I was standing. But reading your words, I can tell you now, you was drowning underneath all of that. And that hit me hard because I never wanted you to feel alone while standing next to me. I never wanted you questioning if you mattered to me, you know? Or you sitting there wondering if I show up for you the same way you showed up for me. And truthfully, maybe I got so comfortable with your presence that I stopped realizing how much emotional space you was holding for both of us. I got used to you always being there and never stopped to ask what carrying all of that was doing to you mentally. That's on me. But I ain't about to sit here and act perfect either. I know there were times that I pulled away emotionally, and I probably should have listened deeper instead of assuming everything was cool because you kept saying it was. I know that there were conversations that we should have had that never happened because of pride, ego, time, and stress, life, whatever excuse people use when they don't know how to communicate properly. But if I'm keeping it a buck, I think part of me was scared too. Scared of hearing things that I ain't know how to fix, scared of the confrontation or feelings like I was failing somebody I genuinely cared about. So instead of leaning into certain conversations, I avoided them. It's not because I didn't care, it's because emotionally I probably wasn't as mature as I needed to be back then. Maybe that hurt you more than I thought it would. You said something in your letter that really stayed with me though. When you said that you needed me too, I ain't gonna lie. That part like hit me because I don't think I ever really fully understood that before. I saw you as somebody who can handle everything, solid, emotionally built for pressure. I ain't realized a strong friend still needed support too. That's my bad, you know? Not loving you wrong intentionally, but paying attention enough to realize the way I was loving you wasn't reaching the places inside of you that needed it the most. And honestly, wow. Now I'm replaying things too, certain conversations, moments that your energy shifted, and certain nights that you probably needed more from me emotionally, and I ain't catch it. That's wild. Because when you're in something every day, sometimes you don't realize how disconnected things start becoming until somebody finally put it into words. And your letter did that. And for whatever it's worth, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to do the quick little apology to throw around to make things disappear any quicker. I'm not doing that. I mean, I'm genuinely sorry that you carried all of this pain while feeling like you had nowhere safe to place it. Sorry if I ever made you feel emotionally unseen. Sorry if I got so caught up in my own world that I stopped checking on yours properly. You deserve better communications from me. And maybe we both deserve more honesty from each other before things got this distant. I don't know what happens after this conversation, and I don't know if this fixes anything. I don't know if it's too much time passed already, but I do know your words reach me deeply. And whether we find closure, reconnection, peace, or simple understanding, I just needed you to know this. You mattered to me too. So you still do. P.S. Now hold on though. Don't make it seem like I ain't care about you at all because that's not true either. I know I messed some things up. I know I could have showed up better emotionally. I know there were moments where I should have paid more attention instead of assuming you was okay. But don't erase the love that was there because we both handled things wrong sometimes. I was human too. I had my own fears, confusion, and my own ways of shutting down when life was life, you know? And that don't excuse anything, but I need you to understand I wasn't out here intentionally trying to break somebody I genuinely cared about. Maybe we both dropped the ball in different ways. Maybe we both needed conversations we ain't know how to start. Sincerely, the person who finally heard you. Ha ha!
I wouldn't even have a comeback for that. I would. We would have to have a conversation.
Child, girl, stop playing with it. Stop playing with it. It's serious as a Virgo from Georgia, Georgia. What's happening? What's happening? It's good to see you. Mecca. Hey, Mecca. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, girl. Listen, that music that you got going on, it's fire. I want to tell you, it's fire. I mean, I'm just saying, hook a sister up with something I could throw on here. I like playing music and stuff. But Mecca, thank you so much. Blessed to have you. Blessed to see you here. Thank you so much. Yeah, that right there. Woo!
Yeah, because that kind of addressed everything on
Did
both
it though?
sides.
Didn't it?
Yes,
Yeah,
it
look at
did.
this. Let me give you a visual with that.
Dear friend, I've read your letter more than once before I even know how to respond to it. The first time I read it, I had to put my phone down for a minute because I wasn't expecting all of that. And maybe that's the part messing with me right now the most. You said something in your letter that really stayed with me though. When you said you needed me too, that part had chat stood that proposal down before. I saw you as somebody who can handle everything, solid. You're mostly the strong friend still needed support too. That's my bad, Hold on though. Don't make it seem like I ain't care, because that's not true. Hold on though. I know I could have showed up better emotionally. I know there were moments where I should have paid more attention instead of assuming you was okay.
Okay. Let me give you a precursor, okay?
Okay.
Here, this changed the whole pain, confusion, emotional exhaustion, all of that bottled up hurt. But this rebuttal letter, nah, this one hit different because now you hearing from the other side of the hurt. Truthfully, nobody looks like the villain anymore. Now it's starting to look like two people who cared about each other but completely missed each other emotionally while they was together.
The saddest part, sometimes both people don't fully understand each other until after distance already changed. After distance, separation, silence, and ego. That's why these conversations hit people the way they do. Folks listening, probably thinking about somebody right now while hearing this.
Somebody they wish they understood better, or somebody they wish understood them better. That's real life.
You ready to get into this review of this letter?
Yes.
Oh man. Thank you, Mecca. I appreciate you. Yeah, serious. Don't hold me. You trying to hold me serious? Lucky I have to be here for a little bit longer. Blessings on
Mm,
blessings. Thank you. Listen, this right
mm.
here, this got real, y'all. This got real. Let me tell
Yeah.
you, it got real. That PS alone right there. Yes. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. You be like, damn, okay. Eh, You ain't got to be all like that though,
That make it
Shoot.
hard for you to even give them a rebuttal.
You can't even say none of that because it's like, okay, so at first you were painting me as the villain. Let me put that in perspective real quick. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you felt the
Mhm.
way you felt. But let's get into that. Because that right there, that changed the whole energy of the whole conversation.
Yes.
because with that first letter was coming from pain, confusion, emotional exhaustion, and all of that bottled up hurt finally started spilling out after sitting inside somebody for way too long. But that rebuttal letter, yeah, nah, this one hit different because and you now know that hearing from the other side of that hurt, truthfully,
Yeah.
that's when things got complicated emotionally because now nobody looks like the villain anymore, you know? It's starting to really look like what it really is. It's two people who cared about each other but completely missed each other emotionally while they were together. And that's real talk.
I agree.
And that happens more times than people want to talk about it. What's your thoughts on it, girl? Go ahead. Spill it for me, girl. Spill it for me.
To get a rebuttal letter like that, I believe that would be what you'll call two-sided instead of the first letter being one-sided.
Uh-huh.
You can hear that person and what they're going through and what they were feeling, but it seems like, well, I was waiting on you to bring it to my attention and you never did. And so now that you have, well, let
Hmm.
me let you know that it was on my mind as well, but I was waiting for the right moment and the right time to say anything. But since we're here now, let's address the elephant in the room.
That was definitely we here now. We here now. Because you gotta that's the whole situation, and I think the problem is. So when I first started or restarted the series, that's the segment part that's missing. It's like, what would they say if they had a chance to say it to you? You know what I'm saying? What would the
Yes.
rebuttal be? Because it's best to plan for that to happen than to be caught not knowing that it might be coming back your way. And what would be your response? You can play out different scenarios, but you're never going to hit it on the mark. But at least you prepared something. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
You know, because a lot of relationships don't end because there's not love. Sometimes they end because the communication gets lost underneath all of the assumptions, which is what you just basically said, you
Yes.
know? And one person is silently doing something else, and the other person is looking over like, yo, you good? You
Exactly.
know what I'm saying? When you think that you have a strong person, your person, you feel that they strong, so you don't feel that they require the things that other people need who don't come across that way. You feel me?
Yes. And that's true too. I agree
It's
with that.
very true. It's very, very true. I'm
And then sometimes some people be so strong that they don't even realize it. And it takes something so close or important to them to kind of make them fall weak. And then they have to realize too, even the strong get weak at some point. But to what point do you do it? You do it in silence or do you do it where you can be heard?
mm,
And I want to be heard. I don't want to do it in silence. And silence is so much worse.
I can go both ways with that. It depends. I can go both ways with that. Because to me, silence speaks louder than words sometimes. Sometimes you do have to respond verbally, but I can go either way,
Yeah,
to
but you
be
don't have to
honest.
like respond in that moment though. You can give it a little bit and respond.
Oh no. You talk about me. Oh no. You know, they
But
you know
it
what?
does depends on the situation at hand though.
Yeah, listen, being a senior citizen, I'm
Uh
allowed to
oh.
say whatever the hell I want to say, what I
Yes,
want to.
I
It is
know. My
worse.
mom was very verbal.
It's worse when they tell you that shit ain't true. It's a lie because you know that your all of your nerves are gone. All you have left is reserve nerves.
Yes.
And when people start jumping down, up and down on your reserve nerves, it's like,
Okay, now it's time to stop being silent.
mm, But then it goes back to what I originally said. Is it worth it? Because
Mm.
mm,
See, that depends.
I know,
And
I
that's where the
know.
battle comes in when you get to win and then like,
Ah,
I don't
that's
know.
why
Maybe.
my friends in real life, they be like, they listen to my shows, and they be like, do they know? They be like, I said, I'm not faking Jax. I am that person. They be like, but do they really know who you are? Do they know? I had a friend do that to me the other day, man. I was blacking out the other day. I mean, I was blacking out. And all my friend could do, because she called me up for, we working on something. And she
Hmm.
called me up about that. And I was blacking out to the point that she just stopped and she just go, I'm gonna, and she goes, okay. And then my god baby heard me. She was
Uh-oh.
like, hi, hi G Ma. She said, hi god mommy. I mean, I was blacking out. I let it all out. And then she said, how do you feel now? I'm still angry. I'm gonna get over myself. I really am gonna get over myself. So when she called me the next morning, she was like, she goes, and how are you today? I said, I am fine.
Oh, okay.
I'm fine. I'm chilling. She was like, damn. So, like I said, it's just they if they only knew. If they
Yeah.
only knew. You
Yes.
know, and it's a work that you have to do. And getting back to that rebuttal, I think that it was something that he was trying to convey, but doing it in a way that, you know, was big boying, putting on his big boy shoes and stuff, but still acknowledging that the feelings that the other person felt was valid, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but not realizing that underneath all of that turmoil was going on inside of them. But if you spend time with somebody all the time, you know what I mean? Like you was there like thick and thin, thick as thieves every day, and you was with this person, and then all of a sudden shit switched up. Wouldn't you feel that? Wouldn't you
Yes.
know that something changed?
Yes.
So how you gonna play? No, no. Oh my goodness gracious. I apologize, everybody. My fur baby is trying to get my attention. He's pulling on my clothes because he wants to sit in the chair with me. Um, so I apologize for that. But anyway, yeah, I think that like over time you're like, yo, wouldn't I mean, don't play dumb now. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And sit up here and say, yo, I ain't know that all of this was happening on the inside of you. Come on now. Come
Yeah,
on.
you live with somebody and you've been with them however long you've been with them, they should know you. They should know what your face look like, your facial expression when they say something, or how you moving around them or how they move around you.
But it's not necessarily them living with you. It's just knowing a person
Yes.
that you're supposed to be cool with. Like they should know. You know, if something changed with you, you would think that a conversation, like I said, adulting 101. If you have a conversation with somebody, and it's like, how do you not know that that's happening? How do you know?
And
You
then
know what I'm
why wouldn't
saying?
you ask? Like, what's wrong? What's bothering you?
Well, you heard what he said. He said he didn't know what to say because he was like throwing up elbows. He thought he was going to get slapped down or something. You know what I mean? Ferocious. because too much
I think
time
when it gets to
passed.
that point that you just at that point you was just doing too much ignoring of signs of something is not right, it's not sitting right, because it's always a gut feeling going on
Facts
when
on
it's a
facts.
problem.
Facts on facts. But then some people are oblivious because they're so wrapped up in their own things that they're not really paying attention. It's like it's like being a runner on a track. You're so laser focused at the finish line that you're not really paying attention to what's to the left of you and what's to the right of you. You damn sure ain't paying attention to what's behind you.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like the other side of the coin is that I'm not a mind reader. And if you really got something to say what you're saying. Don't implicate, but say, you know?
Yes.
I have a whole lot of respect for people who just say what they got to say. I'm not, and I don't like confrontation, but if you would see the lineup of characters that I have as friends in my real life, I'm the soft one.
Okay.
Okay. I'm the soft one. They look at you and they say what they say, and then they be like, "What's the matter? Are you a victim?" No. So why you sitting there looking like that? Are you gonna cry? No. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. Like, get your life, get it together. You know, they just,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? And those are those kind of people. But I may not like what they say when they say it, but I respect it because I know that they're not coming at a place at me in a way that's geared to hurt me. And if they do hurt my feelings, it's temporary because I'm just squishy like that
Right.
compared to them, and but I respect it. I rather deal with it straight up like that in my face and let
Mm-hmm.
me go through the cycle of it because I have my own cycle, like everybody has their own cycle of deciphering,
Yes.
and let me go through the cycles of it, then I'll eventually get around to where you at. But I have to go through my own cycle of it, you know. First, I got to respond, get over the shock. And then, I ain't going to sit here and tell my cycle, but I go through a cycle. And then
Yes.
eventually, after a while, I'm cool and I can put that shit on the shelf and be like, yo, what up? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like that ain't even happened, but I got
You know what I'm
it.
saying? I'm good. I'm good now.
Yeah.
But having or needing reassurance or emotional support, consistency, people look for that. They may not tell you that, but it kind of like goes along with the playbook.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you are, and I'm going off the beaten path with this one, in each one of us, we have a divine masculine energy and we have a divine feminine energy. And it's a balance of the two. Just like you have light energy and you have dark energy, it's a balance of the two. You can't have one without the other. And with that being said, there's parts of you that want to nurture, and there's parts of you that have to take the lead and do the action. So I think that sometimes people get it twisted that it's okay to be both. It's okay. And I think that that's where a lot of misunderstandings come up because if you look at it traditionally, and there ain't nothing traditional about 2026, but if you look at it traditionally, the women have always were meant to be the soft, squishy kind, you know what I'm saying? Allegedly, and
Mm-hmm.
be the nurturer and all of that. And the male is all action oriented and, got their Superman cape on and shit. And don't, you know what I'm saying? And they ain't looking at all of that old squishy stuff.
Right.
You can't be balanced like that. So I have to commend him for the simple fact that he recognized that. Because some men won't. Some men won't. They won't do that. And that's what I'm saying about that. Is there anything else you want to add to that? Anything else about the rebuttal?
Um, I guess I think you hit it all. Other than to have a soft side, even when you're doing a letter like that, and just be like you say, be prepared for the rebuttal back or the response back to it.
Hmm.
Be open minded to it. You know, don't overreact when you first express yourself. It's about how you feeling or what they're doing or not doing or how they're disappointing you, hurting you. Just be open minded when you have that conversation, and be prepared for the response back, and then either figure out how do we move forward or how do we end.
I just think it's on both sides of it. You know, the whole concept of dear friend is getting it out.
Yes,
You
but
got to
see,
get it out of you. You know what I'm saying? It has to have somewhere to go. And if it doesn't have, you can always use a neutral space to get it out. And it doesn't necessarily have to end in anything physical, mental or anything like that, but just getting it out and just be honest, not only with the person, but being honest with yourself, which is
yes,
the most important thing to do is you gotta be honest.
that's true.
Because sometimes both people don't fully understand each other until after everything already changed. After the distance, after the separation, and after silence, after pride, ego takes up the whole room like a balloon. And that's why these conversations hit people the way that they do.
Yes,
Because
and then
a
you don't
lot of
want to carry it with you. No matter where you go, you don't want to carry all that bottled up in you with you, because what are you doing? You taking it to a whole nother environment, to a whole nother situation or what have you, instead of sitting in it, addressing it, and then letting it go.
yeah. And I hope right now that in I'm so glad that you came up on the panel. Um, it's just like we talking on the phone, girl. But it's just like what I'm saying is that I hope that even people who are listening now who are actually physically in this space or people who get it on the replay actually are thinking about somebody right now while they're hearing this, and maybe they wish that they could be understood better, or somebody that they wish understood them better, because that's life, man. That's real life. And I'm going to give y'all some tools. You know me. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Now, I try to be good in situations like this, but I notice I said I try. So I'm gonna give y'all some tools to work with, and I know everybody be like, "Oh my God, listen, I know, I get it, I get it, I get it. I know where y'all heads at right now. I know. But here you go.
Maybe that's what this whole conversation has really been about from the beginning, honestly. We need more emotional honesty, saying what we want to instead of holding on to it like emotional luggage, bag lady, bag dude. Sometimes people really just need a safe place to finally say the thing that they've been holding for years. I will read your letters. If you send it, I'll read them. I'm going to come on stage and share your letter in real time.
Already saw that one. But what I really want to say is like, here's the tools that I have. Okay. Well, you know what? I think I got a song of inspiration for y'all. Here we go. It's old, but I wrote it, and I'm sensitive about my shit. But my good friend Alicia put it to music for me. But y'all listen to this real quick and let me get these tools ready for you from the toolkit.
Yeah, they lit the sky like the world's on fire. Same old cry, same tired choir. I ran through the night with a cape on tight. Thought they wanted change, nah, just another fight. Cliff up ahead, seen it all before. Same sad story, same revolving door. Run to the rescue, patch up the pain. Next day comes, they do it again. Stop mid-stride, heart went cold. This hero life done got too old. Flip that switch, let the signal die. Laid down the cape, didn't say goodbye. Gave them the tools, gave game, gave rope. They ain't want work, just drama and hope. I saved a storm, it was killing my peace. So I turned my back, let the chaos cease.
Kill the light, save my life, that's the plan. No more fire drills on demand. If you want out, better learn to fight. 'Cause I'm done being hero every night. Yeah.
Save my life, let the sky go black. No more running through the flames, I ain't coming right back. You want change? Better stand and fight. 'Cause tonight I'm done, yeah, I'm killing that light. Save my life, let the sky go black. No more running through the flames, I ain't coming right back. You want change? Better stand and fight. 'Cause tonight I'm done, yeah, I'm killing that light. No cape on my back, yeah, I walked through the rain. Cut ties with the drama, broke chains from the pain. They gon' call it cold, they gon' call it a sin. But I done saved the same world time and again. Now I'm choosing my peace, yeah, I'm guarding my space. No more sprinting through fires just to fall out of place. If the bridge keeps burning, let the ashes stay. I ain't dying on a hill, they keep building this way. Now the nights stay quiet, no lights in the sky. Ain't no call for a hero, no reason to fly. They can stand on their own, yeah, the tools been there. But they rather call me back just to prove I care. I done gave all the game, every map, every key. If they stay in the storm, that ain't on me. I'ma ride for my peace, keep my soul intact. Once the cape hit the ground, I ain't taking it back, never.
Okay, we back. That's inspiration right there. Let you know that, okay, I'm done fighting for you. Now it's time for you to stand on your own, you know. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, these are the tools that I have. Blessed.
Okay.
Because after a while, I know I get it. I mean, I get it. All of the advice starts sounding the same. Like, wow, 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 wow. You know what I mean? Like Charlie Brown. Go heal, take a walk, journal, focus on yourself. Cool. But what happens when somebody already did all of that and they still waking up with the situation still heavy on them? You know what I mean? So every day, I mean, every day, what happens when they've already listened to the podcast, cried in the shower, prayed about it, talked about it, tried to distract themselves, stay busy, and they still feel emotionally stuck? Now what? Truthfully, this is where people they gotta stop trying to think their way out of pain and start changing their patterns instead. Sometimes the issue isn't that somebody don't understand what happened. Sometimes they understand it perfectly and it still hurts anyway. And that's real life. So now the work becomes learning how to live without needing emotional resolution every 5, 15, 20 seconds and minutes. That's hard because hurt people naturally want to revisit the situation over and over, looking for that one thought that finally makes everything click emotionally. And sometimes There's no final thought or no final answer and no magical sentence that suddenly is going to erase the disappointment. And that's real talk. Closure is literally repetition. Getting up every day anyway, going to work anyway, cleaning your room, answering text messages, feeding yourself, taking care of your responsibilities anyway. A lot of people are waiting to feel better before they start living again, and that's backwards. You got to start living again before your emotions finally catch up. And another thing that y'all don't want to hear is stop building shrines around the pain. Real talk. Some people keep themselves emotionally trapped because they done turned heartbreak into a part of their identity. Every song, every post, every conversation, every late night thought loop somehow lead back to the same person, same wound, same disappointment. And after a while, the pain stop being something that they experience and start becoming who they are. You're going to have to interrupt that cycle somehow. And that might mean deleting old voicemails, voice notes that keep replaying. That might mean muting somebody for about 6 months. Put you on mute. Or changing your routine to that attaches to them. Go to a different coffee shop, different restaurant, different Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks. Choose a different playlist. Drive a different way home. Do something different. Because memory is connected to patterns. And human beings are emotional creatures. Certain places, sounds, smells, and routines literally reactivate emotional states inside of people without them even knowing that that's what they're doing because it's routine. And if you go deeper than that, some people not even really actually grieving the person anymore. They just grieving who they was when they had hope. Did y'all think about it that way? Because sometimes what hurts the most isn't even losing a relationship, it's losing the future that you imagine inside of your head. And not having that emotional safety that you thought was coming, losing the idea that finally, somebody saw you correctly. And once people realize that that's what they're grieving, healing starts becoming more honest. Honestly, some people need to stop reopening their conversations looking for different outcomes from emotionally unvaluable or unavailable people. You feeling me? I know that was uncomfortable.
It was true.
Because every time they get to feeling lonely, I'm so lonely.
Back down memory lane.
They go reread old messages, go check pages, go revisit memories, go and
Mm-hmm.
create imaginary reconciliations in their head. Whole time they be opening up emotional wounds faster than they are healing them. And
Yes.
at some point, somebody got to decide, do I want to heal or do I want to emotionally orbit around this pain like forever? Because both can exist together long term. And for the person who's carrying the guilt, same thing. You can apologize, you can be reflective, and you could take accountability, but eventually you're going to have to stop trying to punish yourself forever.
And
Because
stop looking for
some,
that comfortable zone.
right? Because some people keep replaying where they failed somebody, like self torture or something, going to rewrite the past. And it's not, and it won't. Accountability should create growth, not permanent emotional imprisonment. You like that, right? Does that sound growing? Holding yourself hostage. So what do they do now? You do small things, consistent things, boring things that answer. You know, nobody wants to hear that or like that. You wake up at the same time, you drink water, you get sunlight, you stop doom scrolling at 1 o'clock in the morning. You stop emotionally spiraling in isolation and stop making sadness your whole personality. Get around people who make you laugh naturally. Create new memories on purpose. Do things that force your brain to reconnect with the present moment instead of constantly revisiting emotional ghosts. And honestly, some days healing is not going to look deep at all. Some days healing literally looks like I got out of the bed today. I ain't text them today. I ain't even checked their page today. I laughed for real today. I slept through the night. I stopped blaming myself for 5 minutes. And that counts too. Because rough patches usually don't end with one big breakthrough moment. Most times people quietly heal little by little until one day they realize that pain don't speak as loudly as it used to. Ashe? All right. And that's my assessment on that. I hope I didn't upset anybody.
Well, I'm fine, and I agree with what you said. And it's, it's just basically coming out that comfort zone. You do the same thing, you get the same results. So you have to stick it
Basically.
up.
Right. Thank you, riders. I appreciate you. Thank you for hanging in there with me. I appreciate you. So I'm gonna wrap this up there, my friend.
Well, I
So
was happy to be up here with you, Miss Blended. And this is my first time actually coming up on somebody's platform. I just want
I'm
you to
so
know.
glad it was me, girl. Let's go. Let-
But I enjoyed it and thank you.
Safe zone, baby. This is a safe zone. I don't play them games over here. I don't go live that much. But today I went live. But I want to let y'all know my loves. Sit with that for about a minute. Because truthfully, some of the deepest pain people carry around got absolutely nothing to do with screaming matches, breakups, or any type of drama. Sometimes it's the words that never got said and the conversations people keep postponing, the feelings that they keep swallowing, you know? They keep saying, I'm good, that when deep down they know that they ain't good at all. And that's the kind of stuff stay with people longer than you know. And they let on either. And some people been carrying unfinished conversations for years, smiling at the right time, functioning every day, showing up, taking care of everybody else the whole time they still a part of man, listen, they in their bag, sitting there in the moment and never got resolved. And that's real. So if any part of this tonight's conversation touch you in any type of way, I need you to understand that you're not crazy for feeling that way. You are, it's called being a human. And sometimes healing does not start with closure from another person either. Sometimes healing starts the moment you finally stop lying to yourself about what hurt you. The moment you finally admit, nah, that affected me deeper than I let people see. Because you can't heal something you keep pretending that does not exist. And maybe that's the whole conversation has been about from the beginning. I don't want you to end up being a beggar lady You got all that. Dragging all that time like that. You know what I mean? You don't need to be dragging all of that. And it's going to look bad for a dude dragging that stuff too. You feeling me? And if this conversation hit home, talk to me in the comments. I read them, you know? And if it's too personal to put out there in public, right? Hit me up on the DM or send me an email. Sometimes people really just need a safe space to finally say the thing that they've been holding for years. I will read your letters if you send them to me. I'll read them. No need for you to come up on stage unless you want to and share your letter in real time. So, dear friend, you've been here in this space and you've been quiet too long. Maybe it's time. Ashe and deep bow to each and every one of you. And thank you for tuning in to Dear Friend. And remember, tomorrow, don't meet me there, beat me there, and put your notifications on because it's Saturday. It's Mother's Day Eve. You never know. I'm going to be putting some names up on the wheel. I'm going to be going through and I'm going to spin the wheel. And I'm going to see who's going to get some self-help. Not self-help, self-love. Saying self-help. Good Lord. I done helped the girl. Blessed. I done helped. I done helped, blessed. I want to thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this segment now. I'm going to do my sign off. And then I'm going to do new music, new music, new music, new music. To let you know that that song is there for y'all too. As well as when I wrote it for myself, I'm actually writing it for those who feel that way. Ashe? All right. And for those of y'all don't tune in, have a wonderful Mother's Day weekend. Do the most. Live to the highest that you can do. Live your best life, yo, for real. Time ain't promised to nobody. Start living today. Start living today. And start believing in yourself. And you will get past this. Dear friend, I appreciate each and every one of you. Be well, stay safe. Ashe and deep bow to each and every one of you. And I'll see you all around. For real, for real. For real, I promise. I promise. All right.
If this hit home for you, don't just keep it to yourself. Drop it in the comments. And if you're not the type to put it out there like that, I get it. You can hit me in the DM or send it through email, whatever feels more comfortable for you. Dear friend, you've been quiet long enough. And if you're really listening to yourself right now, you already know that. So maybe, just maybe, it's time.
Today. Pick your head up. You already know what it is. Let's go. I had to talk to myself different, tighten my vision. No more waiting on a sign, I'm the one that's been missing. Ain't no handouts in the city, just decisions and pivots. Either you run it up or watch it, that's the line, I pick it. I had to talk to myself different, level my mind. Had to cut the noise off, they was wasting my time. I ain't chasing nobody, I'm just chasing what's mine. And if I said I'm locked in, then I'm staying on grind. Look, I done sat in them rooms where they doubted my presence, smiling in my face but was counting my seconds. Like I wasn't built for it, like I wasn't destined. Now I'm talking to myself like remember the message. You ain't come this far just to fold under pressure. You done seen too much just to move any lesser. Had to cut ties, yeah that pain was a lesson. Now I move solo but the vision getting better. No sleep nights, had to bet on myself. Ain't nobody coming through to invest in your health. Had to get up out my feelings, put that pain on the shelf. Now I'm stacking up my wins, I don't measure by wealth. I measure by growth, by the way I respond. Used to react quick, now I move like a dime. Everything I went through just been making me strong. Now I'm talking to myself like keep going, you on. I had to talk to myself different, tighten my vision. No more waiting on a sign, I'm the one that's been missing. Ain't no handouts in the city, just decisions and pivots. Either you run it up or watch it, that's the line, I'll pick it. I had to talk to myself different, level my mind. Had to cut the noise off, they was wasting my time. I ain't chasing nobody, I'm just chasing what's mine. And if I said I'm locked in, then I'm staying in. Facts, I was moving too loose, had to tighten my circle. Everybody ain't solid, that loyalty verbal. They be clapping for you, but be praying it's hurtful. So I move with intent, every step gotta serve you. Had to look in the mirror like what you gon' do. Keep repeating them cycles or break them in two. You got power in your voice, better speak it, it's true. Or you letting fear decide everything that you do. Now we don't do that. This that stand up energy where your roots at. This that I don't need permission, I approve that. This that hunger in your chest, you can't mute that. Every loss turn a page, now I'm writing it right. Every scar got a story, now I'm wearing it light. Ain't no fear in my walk, I done been through the fight. Now I'm talking to myself like you built for this life. Don't fall now, you're too close. Don't doubt now, don't rose. Everything you needed, always been inside. You just had to see it through a different lens this time. I had to talk to myself different, tighten my vision. No more waiting on a sign, I'm the one that's been missing. Ain't no handouts in the city, just decisions and pivots. Either you run it up or watch it, that's the line, I'll pick it. I had to talk to myself different, level my mind. Had to cut the noise off, they was wasting my time. I ain't chasing nobody, I'm just chasing what's mine. And if I said I'm locked in, then I'm staying on grind.